Phil Michaels, the Packers are coming off the bye. They've got a couple of injuries that are concerning. TJ Lang with the ankle injury, and obviously Josh Sitton with the toe injury. But one of the things we dissected while the bye week continued was the defense and the inability to stop the run. Now, let's be honest. Against New Orleans, they were absolutely awful. One of the comments made was by Mike Neal, a guy who has not been able to play very much because of injury, and he's had somewhat of an impact on the defense, but defensively speaking, there hasn't been any real big impactful players. Maybe Julius Peppers, Daniels is having a pretty good season thus far. Obviously, the secondary's been pretty good, but for the most part, it's been a lackluster team. And when you look at this defense against the run, they are dead last in the NFL. Dead last in the NFL against the run. Those are numbers that are real. Those are numbers that you can't just make up. You can't pull them out of the air. You can look at them analytically and you can say, you know what, against the run, the Packers are absolutely horrible. Mike Neal says that if you don't play, if you're not in the meetings, if you're not in the locker room, you don't have a right to criticize. Now, let me say this. I've traveled quite a bit. I grew up in Cincinnati. I know what it's like for Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I know what it's like for Cleveland fans. I know what it's like for Indianapolis fans. Hell, Buckeye fans for that matter. Kentucky fans. Let's say Louisville fans. Everybody that's watched football. They're all knowledgeable fan bases. But when you want to talk about a real fan base, a fan base that gets into the game of football, a fan base that knows their team, that knows what it is to win, and knows what it is to dissect a team that isn't playing very well. That's the Green Bay Packers fan base. Mike Neal, I have no idea where you get your balls, but to tell people that if they're not in that huddle, that if they're not in that meeting room, that if they're not on the field, they can't criticize, to kind of keep their mouth shut? Really? It doesn't take a genius to watch a man run past you and your inability to tackle for us to say, you don't play that well. Why don't you concentrate on the job you're supposed to do and quit worrying about what everybody else is saying on the outside? Because if you're doing your job, there is no criticism from our side of the field. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome.